Hello, hello, and welcome to the weekly energy show, Inklings, your connection to your intuitive guidance system. I'm so excited to be here with you today and to talk about what to do when things are falling apart. If we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy guide, what I call an energy alchemist, and a spiritual life coach. And I have been guiding visionary empaths for over 20 years, pulling on my resources and background as a certified yoga teacher, tarot reader, crystal healer, Reiki master, oh my goodness, all the things, as well as my logical background, my degree in decision sciences. So it's a joy for me to pull these things together and bring to you specific energetic recipes to help you move from chaos to connection. And that's what I want to talk about today. So let me paint a picture for you, because I have this amazing group of empaths that I work with, and one particular empath that I work with had an incredible opportunity come to her. She had always wished and hoped to move to a tropical paradise, and the opportunity finally came up. She felt like she got that intuitive nudge, guide, take the leap of faith, go for it now. And so she jumped into it, put her house on the market, so excited to move, and things started to fall apart. A family member got ill, husband in a car accident, she lost her job. Oh my goodness, there was so much going on that doubt started to creep in. And this is what I want to talk about, because whenever we're in a transition, moving from one thing to the next, which really, if we think about when things fall apart, it's just a transition. We're moving from one state of being to another. And that's where these three things that I want to share with you to watch out for can really come into play. And then I'll share the energy recipe, the antidote for them. But the first thing to look out for is illusion. When things start to fall apart, as they did for this amazing woman I worked with, what happens is that all of a sudden other people's worries and thoughts and opinions edge in. All that noise comes in, like, oh, are you sure this is is this a good idea? This seems a bit fanciful. It's unrealistic. What makes you think you can do that? So everybody else's opinions come in and they create illusion, and it makes it very difficult to hear intuitive guidance. As you hop on, definitely give me a hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you've ever had that experience where you have a big heart's dream and you share it with a friend or family member and they go, oh, I don't know about that. That's a bit risky. Or are you sure you can really do that realistically? Let me know if you've ever run into that. I certainly have. Oh my goodness. That's one of the keys to manifesting, is being very mindful of who you share your dreams with. Keep it close to your vest in the early days. So that first piece, illusion, can really cause a lot of chaos. The second thing is the chaos itself, all that noise. So much is going on. Things are crumbling down around you. You can't catch your breath. It's kind of like as soon as you get your head above water, the next wave comes. And it is tricky. And then finally, the last piece of that, which I find really trips up my clients often, is resistance. Resistance to that change, saying, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm really ready to let go. Am I really ready to leave all my friends and move to this new town? They're saying, what am I going to do? I don't know anybody in this new location. So there's that little bit of resistance, which can also make the connection to intuitive guidance very difficult. So those three things, when our life is falling apart, everything's crumbling around us, those are the three things to look out for: illusion, chaos, and resistance, because that adds to the discomfort. It adds to the fear and the worry. Now, the energy recipe that I share with my clients when they find themselves in this position is something that I love to call moving from chaos to connection. And I use the acronym of LOVE to help them remember it. So you simply add a little love. And this particular recipe, the way that I see it is the L represents the lungs. Now, in Chinese medicine, lungs symbolize grief, and so many of my clients haven't had the opportunity to grieve during a transition. And there's the obvious moments of big grief where we might lose a loved one or a job, or we're even moving out of our family home into a new space. But there's also the little things like cleaning out the clutter and grieving and letting go of the jeans that no longer fit, or the shoes that you once loved but now are really kind of falling apart. It's that opportunity to make a sacred space to say thank you. I thank you for the blessings that you gave to me, that you shared with me, and to have that moment to truly let go and release, to give yourself that time and space. That makes a transition so much more smooth, and you go from being in resistance to letting go. Now, the O represents opening to the flow of grace. And the reason that I love this is it's another way to ground. And grounding just means getting into a place of peacefulness and calm, away from the noise. So that helps us step away from all the chaos and other people's opinions. It gives us an opportunity to reconnect with nature and truly open up our kind of communication line to divine source to receive that guidance. Hello, Mary. Hello, Katie. Glad you're able to join me live. The next part of this little recipe is the V. And the V stands for vent. And when I say vent, I don't necessarily mean through words, the element of air, but through movement. Because what we're dealing with here are emotions. Whenever we're in transition and things are falling apart, there's a lot of emotion. And emotion is just energy in motion. So if we can move our body, we can process those emotions so much more skillfully. So the venting is about finding some kind of movement practice that helps you process the big feelings. It could be walking, swimming, yoga, even coloring, but to give yourself that outlet to release the emotions, because otherwise they get stuffed down and they can manifest physically, like a tight neck or uncomfortable, irritable tummies. So venting means moving in this moment. The final piece of the love is the E. Experiment with color. So anytime we get into a place where we ground, I call this rooting, we flush, we allow that venting to happen, to release the overflow of emotions, it's important to fill back up with something. So we've cleared out the noise and the chaos, but to make sure that our energy field doesn't fill up with something unwanted, because nature abhors a vacuum. It's going to fill it up with something for you. Just think of those empty counters in your home. They're going to fill up quite soon if you don't say, this is filled with empty space. It's a little trick, extra tip. It's important that you fill up with something. So experiment with color. Often I have my clients go through bringing in golden light to fill their energy field, because golden is neutral and it is a very healing and warming color, very, very soothing to the spirit. So hello, Leah, glad to have you. I want to just recap really quickly. When the world is falling apart around you, and maybe it's your world, I want you to watch out for three things: the illusion, the chaos, and the resistance. Identify where those are in your life, and then apply the energy recipe of love to them. The L is for the lungs. Make time to grieve. Whatever you're letting go of in this transition, if you honor it and release it, things will go much more smoothly. The second part is open to the flow of grace. Connect with nature to strengthen that connection to guidance. The V, vent. Let out those pent-up emotions. And then finally the E, experiment with color. Bring in this vibrant color, the colors of the rainbow, like you're standing in the sunshine and just letting it rain down over your body, soothing your spirit and soul. And you're going to discover that the next best steps all of a sudden pop up into your heart and mind, and you see with much more clarity, and you realize that even though things are falling apart, the universe has your highest and best interest at heart. So if you enjoyed this, definitely, if it helped you, please share it with a friend, pass it along. I have something very exciting coming up in my community as well. So click on the link above to join in all the fun. I would love to have you. And thanks for watching me. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye, guys.